Have 8 Count Sports, man. 8 Count Sports. What's going on, bro?
Going on, homie. Chilling. How about you?
Everything's straight. Everything's straight. Crazy day yesterday. I would say usually after a fight night, it's a fight night, but it was a crazy day.
Crazy, bro.
2 p.m.
Crazy.
Main event. UFC 294. If you don't know what we're talking about, folks. Crazy event. Good event.
Nah, it was.
A lot going on. How it got made was crazy, and it ended up being a really good event. What were your thoughts?
I mean, let's start with the main event. We
Islam.
Cashapp and my man Alexander Volkanovski.
Yeah, 2.
Round 2, part 2.
Part 2.
For the 155 belt, Alex translated Islam once again, and this is coming off the first fight, which was a controversial fight. Not I wouldn't say controversial, but it wasn't a very close fight.
Debatable. It was debatable.
Nah, I don't think it was debatable, bro.
To most people, it was debatable.
They didn't even watch it over again.
So
clearly won that.
You said Islam clearly won. I hear you. I felt he won it too.
Yeah, in the sense of points, he won that. He won it.
Yeah, I felt like he won it too. Maybe 3-2, 3 rounds to 2.
You know what it was?
Mm-hmm.
I think we spoke about this in regards to I think it was Valentina.
Yeah.
When she fought Santos.
Mm-hmm.
And it was that because we're so used to Islam being so dominant. Remember, before that, he beat Oliveira, the submission king, with a submission. So this is to speak on this is to speak of the dominance of Islam.
Right, exactly.
Alex, during that first bout, he didn't expose him, but he gave Islam the hardest fight he ever had.
Up to the point, yeah.
Up until that point, and we was never used to see, even though he did lose one fight, but we usually the Islam we're used to is that dominant force in the octagon.
Exactly.
And we didn't see, we saw a good fight. We didn't see a total domination of his opponent like we used to seeing. I think that's what was the cause of the confusion after the fight. But if you rewatch it, you'll see Islam won that. He took that.
Yeah, but there was some moments in that first fight, not to go too far back on the first, where Volkanovski had some dominant moments. The way how the fight ended with Volkanovski on top.
That's my point. Usually there's no dominant. Usually when Islam fights someone, there isn't any dominant moments by his opponent.
Right. True.
This is the first time we've seen dominant moments from Islam's opponent.
Right. Definitely.
So this leads into the second bout that happened last night or yesterday, even depending on what part of the world you was in. And this fight went a whole different way.
Oh, most definitely.
That fight ended up with Volkanovski getting KO with a head kick.
Mm-hmm.
Like 3 minutes and 6 seconds in the first round.
Yeah, it was pretty early in the fight. That left, it was actually coming from a southpaw stance. That left kick to the head, man, he almost kicked his head down the street. It was crazy. I could, as when I seen Volk hurt, I was like, oh man. And Islam closed the show. Good stoppage by the ref. He gave Volk enough opportunity to respond, and he didn't. That's how these things go. He didn't well effectively.
Yeah, there's no debate on that call. What I would say about that is, the crazy part about it is Volk did the right things to block that kick. His head was up.
Yeah.
Islam kick went above the dude's hand and kicked him on top of his head, like split his eyebrow, like. Yeah. And the reason why I like the way, for the sake of Islam legacy, the reason why this is a good way for Islam to end that fight with it, because to me this shuts down the 11-day short notice that Alexander was going to take. Because even if for the full camp, I don't see him. That couldn't go any other way with that kick, bro. Like you blocked you did everything right and still get knocked out. That there was a full camp cannot prepare you for that. And what you about to say? This camp looking crazy right now.
No, I'm not. I can't say that. I can't say that a full camp wouldn't have stopped it. But what I will say is Volkanovski accepting this fight on 11 days notice. I think you lose your right to complain. Okay. He didn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? But he did. Like he had to me, he had a rematch in the bag. Unless if he would have kept, I mean, considering he kept winning in his own division, a rematch is in the bag. And he jumped the gun and took this fight. So I can't. There's no excuses to me. Like you said, nobody told you to do that. Nobody told you to do that. Which is going to get into a point that I'm going to bring up later on as well. But he didn't have to do that. And we saw no full training camp. And look, he got knocked out. You know, after that fight. Let's be realistic. After the first fight, Volkanovski in that press conference was saying, you know, hey, you know, I did some things wrong. If I was more aggressive and this, that, and the fifth, all of these things he made it seem, him taking a fight on short notice made it look like he had the antidote. That he was that confident that he knew he's going to do, and it didn't work out. Now, do I think a full training camp would have changed results? To me, yes. Yes, you working, you some guys train in altitude, your body, I think guys, you know, with that, those 6 weeks does a lot for the body, you know what I mean, and it, you know, helps you get stronger. You're going and you're sparring against guys that resemble the guy you're facing, like, you get 6 weeks of that, like, it's 11 days.
So you think it's possible that with a full training camp, he probably could have took that kick better?
Yeah. He might have even got caught in the kick. He may not even been in the position to get hit with that kick. The fight might have had a different look. You don't know what would happen. They're implementing a certain game plan, and nah.
Let me say something about that. From what little we saw before the KO, his takedown defense was better in this bout than it was in the first bout. And this was on short notice.
Volk?
Yeah, Volk. Yeah.
Yeah, but how much did he have time to prepare for the striking? But, you know what I mean? How much can you prepare? How much can you prepare? You know, Islam's bread and butter is what?
How prepared can you be for a head kick, bro?
Bro, what's Islam's bread and butter?
The striking?
No, it's ground and pound. His takedown. It's takedowns. It's wrestling.
Which is the point I'm trying to make.
So that's the first thing that you got 11 days.
His striking is actually underrated.
Huh?
No. This is the point I'm trying to make, though. This is the point I'm trying to make. You say that his bread and butter is his takedown, is his ground and pound, right? Mm-hmm. What I'm trying to say is that Alex's takedown defense, from what little we saw, was better than in the first bout. So, based on what I see in that little I seen, he negated his takedown ground and pound stress strategy.
I get that, but you have 11 days to prepare. And I'm not, folks, I'm not making excuses for Volk. And I'll get into that later on. I'm not making excuses. You have 11 days to prepare. The first thing you are going to prepare for is what's his strength. You're preparing for that before you prepare for anything else. And that includes your offensive attack, things like that. The first thing is, how do I deal with this? Takedown defense in 11 days looked great. Did he have time to prepare for everything else? Like I said, I'm not making an excuse. I'm okay with the results as far as them two not fighting again. I thought Islam won the first time. I felt like he won the first time. I'm kind of over it. This right here, like I said, nobody told him to take this fight. He jumped the gun and did it, and we had what we had. You know, a great stoppage by the ref and what have you. You know, but yeah, do I think it possibly? I'm not saying it would have been different, but yeah, I think it definitely could have been different. It's a total different ball game. You cram it. It's like studying for a test. with deeper ramifications if you fail. You know what I mean? It's like studying for a test. You cramming the night before, you had a whole 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, it's certain things you're not gonna remember. It's certain things you're more likely to get into your habits and your bag of what you normally do. Now, mind you, Islam is preparing for what guys look for, that what guys are, what the habits are and things like that. So within no time he would basically go back into a habit. Like I could see that happening. Instinctive. He start fighting on instincts instead of a game plan. When somebody starts showing him something different. Like I think with a training camp this could have been a far different fight. It could have been. It could have been. You know, this we'll never know. We'll never know. I
don't know. I'm just saying, like, 6 months of training camp prepared for a KO to the head, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Listen, he had a full training camp, and Islam looked unbeatable. And when they fought, he had Islam eyes swole up, and he had him on the floor. That fight looked crazy. Islam won, yeah, but he had a hard time dealing with Volkanovski. He did.
Well, Islam did say that there was some mistakes that he wanted to correct. So,
well, there you go. There you go.
What do you think is next for Islam? Who do you think he should be his next opponent?
Jitney? Oh man, I think Oliveira is the easiest answer, but I wouldn't mind Gaethje. I wouldn't mind Gaethje. I wouldn't be surprised if Gaethje would be next up. Oliveira, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's Gaethje. It would be next up. To me, I think that's the next guy. I think that's the next guy. I got a feeling he pulled off the win against Poirier, and he got himself one leg up on Poirier. Oliveira, I mean, how much opportunities? He just had the chance. He just had the chance, and this happened. So I could see it going to Poirier. I mean, not Poirier. Excuse me. Gaethje.
I won't mind seeing it go to Gaethje, but like I said, I do think Oliveira is next in line.
Right.
I mean, they don't want to say Oliveira makes the most sense. I think he'll be next in line, and I think that'd be the bigger fight. Remember, this is UFC we talking about. You got to follow the money.
Oliveira will be the bigger fight than Gaethje.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's Oliveira too.
I don't know about that. I question that. The reason why I say I question that, maybe because the Brazilian market, you find, because I think with Gaethje, every time Gaethje steps into the ring, is fireworks. And this is a matchup we haven't seen. We've seen Gaethje against Khabib, but we didn't see. Habib, but we didn't see Gaethje against this kid yet. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's a good point.
You know, this is a matchup. This is a fresh matchup. We've seen Oliveira get smoked, and then you get this situation.
I can see a bigger fight, though. A bigger fight, pay-per-view wise. That's what I'm saying. What do you think?
As far as buys, I don't know.
Yeah,
bro, I don't know.
Bro. Oliveira, Islam.
Yeah, that happened already. Yeah, I think the fact that happened already and it wasn't competitive is, I think
sequels are usually still bigger than sequels are still usually bigger than
Not if it's definitive. I don't think so. I think not that it's not a big fight, but I think there'll be more intrigue. You know, I think things go like this sometimes. Sometimes on paper, you look at a fight and you say, "Oh, I don't think it'll be that crazy." The buzz, but as the build up comes to the fight, you get into, you know, that week and that month as things steam start to pick up, and you come to find out, like, and you can market Gaethje different than you can market Oliveira, because Oliveira, you can't take away the visual of what we saw. No matter what, that happened. That's a part of the highlight reel going in. So the question becomes, can Oliveira? I don't know. It's not a rivalry.
You know what they're gonna use? You know what they're gonna use for the highlight reel during fight week for Islam Oliveira too?
Yeah.
They're gonna use Oliveira versus Dariush, bro. We're not even gonna remember. Islam.
No, they're not. No, they're not. They're gonna use what happened. They're gonna use their history. That fight, you can't erase the history. That fight happened. The highlight they're gonna use is Oliveira getting tapped out.
Him defeating Dariush is a part of the story.
No, it's not.
It is a part.
No, it's not. Dariush doesn't play a role into any of this.
Oliveira Dariush was a contenders match.
Okay,
so
it wasn't. So Dariush is not, bro. He smoked Dariush.
Exactly.
And Dariush wasn't even. Who did Dariush beat coming into that?
Bro,
people don't forgot about Dariush already.
Of course, but this is what I'm trying to say.
That's not.
This is what I'm trying to say. The Dariush Oliveira fight, when it was created, it was set up as a contenders match. It was understood that whoever wins this will be next in line for the 155 title shot. So how could that match not be because especially this, at that fight, everybody wondered if Oliveira still had it. Yeah. His down performance is what made people say, like, okay, he should be next in line. And on top of that, he solidified himself as a worldwide superstar because he was in Canada and got that kind of pop. So how can that not be a part of the story, bro?
I don't know. I'm not subscribing to that. I don't. First of all, the part of the storyline was the reason why that became a #1 contenders match, if we're being honest about it, was because Oliveira wiped out the other top 5 guys in the division, not Dariush. Dariush got that. He won his way in, but due to a process of elimination. The other contenders already lost to Oliveira, so he was the next guy that didn't lose to him. It's not like don't get me wrong, Oliveira's performance. Yes, it does. Oliveira's performance was great, but right now we looking at Dariush like we're looking at Dariush as if to say, well, damn. Like the next question we asked wasn't how he was a gatekeeper. That was the next question, bro. Let's put perspective on that. He didn't beat anybody else in the top 5.
You said it perfectly when you said the performance that Oliveira had.
That was one of 5 things I said.
Ken, MMA is a what have you done for me lately business. I'm gonna give a prime example, and it's having to do with the co-main event between Hamza and Usman. And you brought this up in the last show when Usman was considered the underdog during that bout, and your thing was, yo, how y'all gonna doubt who Usman is because he lost his last two to Leon Edwards when he won most of the first bout. In the second bout, it was a competitive fight. Your point was it was as if they was taking away his legacy based on those 2 losses, but the MMA fight is based on what have you done for me lately, because based on him just losing that to Leon Edwards, everybody forgot that he was once the boogeyman. Everyone forgot that he was the Nigerian nightmare. Same thing with Oliveira. When Oliveira lost to Islam, everybody wanted to know if he still had it or not. His dominant fight over Dariush is what put him back in the conversation. Your last fight is what puts you in and out of the conversation.
He's back in the conversation because it was a #1 contenders match.
And
that's what it was.
Performance. And that would be the reason why it would be a part of the story when they build up the fight for Oliveira Islam too.
It'll be a footnote. The biggest part of the build-up is going to be the fact that they fought already and we saw what happened. That's the story. That's the name is a foot. That's okay. That's how he got back here. That's not indicative that he got better. Doesn't show anything. It doesn't show anything. It was a great. But that's the things we looking at the rematch.
No.
What has this guy? They fought before. Oh, okay.
I'm not saying that his performance against Dariush is an indicator of how he will perform against Islam. What I'm saying is his performance against Dariush would be a strong part of the story of how he got himself back into the title shot. That's what I'm saying. They're gonna use that to promote the fight.
If okay, so using your example, so you're saying that his performance. So what about Gaethje's performance against Poirier? Against Poirier. Exactly. What about his performance? Okay. Remember, here's the difference. Just like Oliveira hasn't beaten Islam, Poirier beat Gaethje before. Gaethje beat Poirier this time. That's insinuating that he's gotten better. He's beaten a bunch of fighters that in the past he hadn't beat, that he beat now. Before nobody thought he would beat Ferguson. He beat Ferguson. Like Gaethje is the guy that you can market as, yo, he's gotten better. And Islam hasn't fought this guy before. That's more than Oliveira beating Dariush, because Oliveira already fought Islam. There's no indication from that Dariush fight that would indicate to me that the second fight would go any different. The question marks that I had coming out of the and maybe this is just me, the question marks I had coming out of the Oliveira fight had nothing to do with Oliveira. I'm like, well, dang, how good is Dariush? That's the first thing I asked. Like, it had nothing. Okay. I know Oliveira beat everybody outside of Islam. So I know who's coming already. Like there's nothing in that fight. The only question was, did Oliveira fall off? Like you said, that would have been the question. That question got answered. He didn't. But is he good enough to beat Islam? I don't know. No. I'm gonna tell you straight up. No, there's nothing.
No, the question.
But
the question on the debate is not whether he's. The question that I'm.
You talking about promoting the fight?
Yeah, say it again.
You said how would they promote the fight? I think they would be able to promote Gaethje better than they would Oliveira.
I think Oliveira's a bigger star, and just based on that, based on his star power, they're able to push it. Conor lost how much of his fights? If they put Conor right now, it'd be the biggest fight. If Conor came in right now to fight Islam, that'd be the biggest fight.
You keep saying that. I'm not that sold that Oliveira's a bigger fight. Gaethje can get a pop wherever you go. You think if Gaethje was in Canada, he wouldn't have got that same pop?
I think.
Are you kidding me?
Think he wouldn't get as big as for pop. Only Oliveira, only Oliveira could say. Remember the post fight after the Darius match? Only Oliveira could say, "Who's the real champ?"
That's his catchphrase.
Say it again.
That's his catchphrase. The champion has a name and all of that's his catchphrase, bruh.
And that alone will make it a bigger fight.
If Gaethje, come on, bruh. Gaethje could say anything and the crowd could go with that. Come on, he got that pull too. He just doesn't. Come on, bro. How many fights? You don't got to do. You don't even have to put a highlight reel for Gaethje. We know what it is, bro. Come on, I'm not so sold that Oliveira's a bigger star than Gaethje. I'm not. I think Oliveira's run, which includes beating Gaethje, I think puts him in the stratosphere of more. How do you say this? In normal cases, more credible than Gaethje because he beat Gaethje, right?
But credible
in the sense that,
what do you mean?
Credible as in he would be first up for any matchup. He would be first up for any title matchup. As far as being main event, he would main event before Gaethje because he's more credible because he's higher than Gaethje right now. As far as being credible as in where he is, not popularity. As far as wins, he beat Gaethje, he beat Poirier, he beat all of them.
Kev, keep talking from the stance, and I'm not mad at you for doing this. You keep talking from the stance of a purist. Like
I'm not. I'm not talking from a purist. Gaethje is who's more popular than Gaethje? You saying I can't. I'm not. That's not clear cut to me.
I think
that's not clear. You basing all of this because one night in Canada, bro. That's where all of this is coming from.
I'm about to say something right now, Kev. I'm about to say something right now. I would say that Oliveira is probably the biggest star in that division. Bigger even than Islam. The only thing that keeps Islam shining bright because he's the champ. If Islam is no longer the champ, we no longer hear from him, bro. Unless he has the voice of Khabib behind him.
I don't think Oliveira. I think you overestimating his star power.
Nah, I think he's the biggest.
I think you overestimating it. I don't think.
Islam's star power is only brightest and on that side of himself, which is why they always have his fights in Abu Dhabi, things of that nature.
I'm not bringing up Islam. That's not a part of. I'm talking about Gaethje. I'm talking about Gaethje. I don't know about that. I don't know, but I think you overstating. I think you overstating. Based on one night in Canada, bro. I think that's what. But it is what it is.
So what was Give me a night where Gaethje completely dominated the audience with his charisma.
What?
Give me a night.
What? Chandler? I don't know. Chandler. I could go with Gaethje. When he beat Poirier, and that wasn't even the main event. When he beat Poirier, that was crazy. That pop was crazy, bro. What are you talking? Pick one.
What was
in the Ferguson fight? The only thing that saved the pop from the Ferguson fight was because they were fighting in the COVID dome. That was the only thing. Could you imagine a pop he would have got for beating Ferguson like that? That was the only thing that saved that, bro. Are you kidding me?
Let me rephrase it, Kev. What was the it may be an unfair question, but I'm gonna ask it. What was the quotable in his post fight speech that made him say like, okay, like the charisma is shining? Cause let me tell you why Gaethje, and I love Gaethje. I'm not trying to trash on him. He's up there too. I'm not saying he's not up there. Gaethje is prime time. What makes Gaethje is it's the way he performs, and like he goes all out. You know when he's in there, it's gonna be dynamite. He's going all out. His fist speaks for him. He doesn't have that big. He's not. No. This is what I'm trying to say though. He doesn't have the charisma outside of the octagon as Oliveira has, which is why I said Oliveira has the bigger star power, which is why I feel it'll be a bigger fight between Oliveira and Islam. That's all I'm saying.
Nah, bro.
I'm just saying the charisma.
Here's what you missing. When you say charisma, that can come from your fist too. That's performance based too. If you're not everybody performs not everybody can do what Gaethje does, bro. And that his mentality, I just want to fight. People love. You know, every time Gaethje is on, it don't matter. It's on. That's charisma, bro. If I look on the card and say, "Oh, Gaethje fighting," no matter who he fighting, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be lit. That's charisma, bro. It's not just talking. It ain't just. Some guys got that. Some guys. That's more. Charisma is based on more than.
Oliver has both the way he performs in the octagon and his performance outside.
What the big is that? What does he do outside of the octagon? What does he do outside of the octagon?
Has a name.
You keep saying that. What else he got?
That alone made him a star. So let me ask you this. I'm just asking you this.
What else he got?
Who you think is the biggest star? Just tell me who you think is the biggest star. Just ask you. This is plain and simple. I said Oliveira. That's what I'm saying. Who you think is the biggest star?
Oh, between the two of them?
Yeah.
I feel like it's a toss-up. I don't think it's clear-cut. I understand the only reason why I even have Oliveira in this conversation of who's the biggest star, and we just talking about charisma and all that, is because he's not from here. So he has, Brazil, he's big. I'm figuring he's huge over there. Over here, he's all right. Like, I don't think over here, his as far as charisma, he all right. I don't think people buzz in the States about Oliveira like that. I think they buzz as far as charisma is concerned. As far as I think what gets him up there, gets him over with us, is his track record of who he beat and how he beat him. That's what gets him over. That's charisma,
that's a part of it too.
Not here, bro.
It's the fight business, bro. Like,
you gotta remember, bro. When that happened in Canada. You go to another country, people they don't get UFC events live there. So when they go when they in Australia and places outside of the States, they go bananas. When they in England and all
they treated him like he was a member. Bro. They treated him like they treated him like he was GSP, bro.
Bro, when you get
GSP was in there.
When you go to a different country and you show out, you gotta remember what's his name wasn't from there either. So when you go down and you the main event, when was the last time they had an event in Canada? It was Cyborg against Spencer. Bro, they're hungry for. I ain't gonna really go no further about it. We agree to disagree.